Knee pain is a common issue, but thankfully this slant board can decrease knee pain and get you back up to par in no time. I will link down below in description the slant board that I recommend. One of the problems with knee pain is it isn't just in the knees. It is also usually due to weakness and instability in the ankles, knee, and hip joint. These few exercises will target your entire lower body from hip, knee, and ankle. The first exercise is a great starting exercise where you're gonna have both your feet up on the slant board, and then all you're gonna do is go as low as you can and simply hold a squatting position. This will pitch your knees forward and put a little bit of pressure through your knees, which isn't a bad thing. It's going to place a little bit of extra load on your knees versus a normal squat, which doesn't have your knees quite as pitched forward. Go as low as you can, and if it literally means down here to start and that's as low as you can comfortably, that's okay. Over time, you'll be able to go lower and lower as you build up. Once you've mastered that exercise, another great variation is a slant board step down. The variation we're going to do today is where you step in front of the board. This is going to place a little more load on your knee than if you instead stepped to the side of your board. So when you go forward, you're naturally putting a little bit more force through your knee. If you are somebody who struggles with knee pain, you might want to start with the side, but over time, if you're able to, try stepping in front. This is a good way to kind of mimic going downstairs. So if you have knee pain going downstairs, it's a great exercise to do it from. The next movement, what we're gonna do is flip around the slant board and do what I call elephant curls. I think they're also called, I can't remember, there's another weird variation of it. But essentially you're gonna put your toes up on the slant board, and then we're gonna bend our knees just a tiny bit, not too much. You can have a weight in front of you, but you don't need a weight. And you're just going to imagine reaching down as far as you can go, keeping that slight knee bend, going all the way down. This is a good lower back stretch, but will also stretch and work your glutes in a very large range of motion. You're going to go very slow and controlled on this for multiple repetitions. Again, adding a weight if you would like it. This is going to work your hips in that portion of the movement. The next thing we can do, and what this is usually used for by most people, is a calf stretch. So simply put, you're going to put your foot up on the slant board, gently push your knee forward on the slant board, and then your heel should be slightly up off the slant board. If you do this enough as well, you notice I have quite a bit of pressure through my knee in this position, so you're even getting a little bit of strength and mobility through that front knee joint. You can push that slant board forward a little more, step back a little bit further, and do it even more further where you're getting a really big stretch through the back of that ankle and also getting a decent bit of pressure through that knee. That's only for advanced individuals if you can handle it. And that's actually a good segue into our next movement, which is an ATG split squat. This is great for unilateral leg strength as well as building up those knee resilience. One foot on the slant board, big step back with that other foot. You can hold on to something if you need to. I'd actually recommend that when you're first starting out or having your balance out here. Simply put, you're going to reach that foot all the way forward, keeping that back leg up off the ground. You're going to have to squeeze that back leg to keep it off the ground, putting a lot of pressure through that front knee joint. You're going to do this multiple repetitions, slow and controlled. And for a lot of people, doing it off the ground like that is difficult to start. That's why I'd recommend getting a raised object like a bench or something like this box, getting up here, taking a step back, and still doing the same movement. You just have a lot more control through this position. You're gonna even be able to grab that slant board if you need to. Still doing the exact same movement, just a little more regressed in that position. The last movement we're gonna do is a play off the calf stretch we did. And that's essentially going to be a weighted calf stretch, just like we did before, but you're also going to then add a calf raise. So it's single leg, you're still pushing forward through that knee quite a bit, but then you're driving through the ground, up, down, up, down. So this is strengthening your ankles, of course, but also you're getting stability and strength through that knee as well, simply because we are pushing forward on the movement. And the reason why this works so well on the slant board is because you get that deep stretch on the bottom where my heel isn't even touching the bottom of the board. Stretch plus strength equals strong and healthy joints.